So we're doing another training hike today. Quick trip, hopefully, up to the new Sunrise Shelter. We helped to bring lumber up there last year, but neither of us has seen it since it was completed. We're just starting out at Brandon Gap. It is 2.6 miles up, and Tup got a little bit of a head start on me. I was working on my sign survey and see if I can catch up to her. The trail coming out of Brandon Gap is actually a fairly gradual up. Part of the reason we chose this direction, that, like I said, we've seen the views the other way, and we're not going to be, almost fell there, not going to be able to go out on the cliffs of Mount Horrid because it is before August 1st and they are closed for peregrine falcon nesting. There's a sign here indicating a view of the Great Cliffs of Mount Horrid. It is misplaced a little bit because if you come up the trail just a little bit, look around, you will see a view of the cliffs of Mount Horrid. You can't go up there, like we said, right now because of to protect nesting peregrine falcons, but it's a beautiful hike in the fall. Tupt was just pointing out the water sources aren't quite as ample as they often are in this section. You could definitely get water there. We're on a little bridge here, but oftentimes we've come through here and water's flowing very fast there. Not today, been a fairly dry spring. So I'll admit I might have blown right by this because there's no signs. Maybe I would have noticed this tarp up here, but Tupt noticed, poof, it's gone. This is the former site of the Sunrise Shelter. Just going up to take a peek. We helped bring lumber up last summer for the new shelter, which is where we're heading to. And that's all that remains of the old shelter.
What's left of the picnic table.
And that's under the tarp is what's left of the old picnic table, which wasn't in great shape here either. So
Like goodbye to the old
yeah, there was a pit privy down there, which is no longer, which is just as well. Yeah. Yeah, it was in poor shape. So I really wouldn't recommend anyone tenting here. They're trying to let the vegetation grow back and to this area. But yeah, if you were just walking by and weren't paying any attention from the trail, you wouldn't know that there was a shelter there, or had been a shelter there. So far the trail has been pretty good shape. It's actually pretty dry. One blow down that we came to, and if we have time, we actually have a saw with us, so we'll take care of it on the way back, assuming that we have time to do so. And just a pleasant, moderate climb up to the shelter. We have reached the No Name backcountry area and the Ridgeline Outdoor Collective in the heart of Vermont. Reached the junction of the Trittenden Brook Trail, which goes down that way, and the long trail, which continues south this way towards the new Sunrise Shelter, which we're not far from, and Bloodroot Gap. We're not going that far today. May have spoken a little too soon. The black flies have gotten worse, but not to the point from putting on a head net yet, but anytime you stop for a minute, like I stopped back there to survey the signs, and yeah, the swatting the black fly is pretty good now. We have gotten to the trail up to the Sunrise Shelter. Couple signs there. The water source, unfortunately, his topside isn't looking very good. So this is the water source for this shelter. I don't know if, no, I don't need water because we're just on a day hike and we brought plenty with us, but there's a little bit of a drip. Zoom in there that you might be able to collect. It's going to take a while. Zoom back out. But yeah, it's not looking great at the as far as getting water at Sunrise Shelter. Tupt has found the upper part of the new Sunrise Shelter. Very nice. Not sure about the filling in the windows. Conveniently, there's a light switch, but somebody has a sense of humor. But the
joinery is awesome.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful, but having it enclosed like this, or at least somewhat enclosed on a hot summer day, is a little rough. It's plenty warm in here. It's cooler outside than it is in here. But what a beautiful, beautiful building, and would be awesome in the winter or on a cold, rainy day hike, or that you're out on trail. Be nice and warm in there. Not a lot of wind coming through, but on a hot day, you'd like for the breeze to be coming through. Gorgeous shelter. Enjoyed our visit to the Sunrise Shelter. I'm gonna start back down the trail to the long trail. Might stop by and pick out the privy. Nice moldering privy, our favorite kind. There's very few pit privies left. In fact, I think by the end of this summer they're going to be all replaced. And there's the nice big privy. Making our way back down the trail from Sunrise Shelter. A little easier to follow the trail. Wasn't quite established when we were bringing lumber up. There was some blue marking tape to kind of indicate where the trail was going to be, but hadn't quite been established. Now that last summers and falls hikers have been up in here, it's fairly well established now. And we're going to take care of one blow down that we came to. We're going to take care of that on our way back down. Otherwise, it's pretty much same things you saw on the way up. So probably won't be a great deal of footage for the return trip. We'll see what we see. So we just opened that up a little bit better. There was branches hanging down into the trail on that. We trimmed those off real quick. Didn't take too long. And continuing back to towards the vehicle. Tupt has come to the one blowdown that we saw on trail, and she is starting to saw away at it. It'll clear up this spot on the trail. There, much better now. No tree in the way of the trail. So, a little bit of service while we're out here. We have made it back down to Route 73. Trail goes north across there. We are going back down to the parking lot. As Tup said, keep walking. There's a nice view. And there is. So you come to the top of Brandon Gap, 2,170 feet. And there are nice views other than the cars coming. A nice hike today. We enjoyed it. Black flies weren't too terrible. A little worse on the way down than they were on the way up, but you'll have that. We enjoyed our 5-mile hike up to the new Sunrise Shelter. It was great to see the finished product. We hope you enjoyed the hike with us and that you'll like and subscribe.